Good morning. It's Rita from Miss Rita to the Rescue. How are you all doing? It's let's see, what is it? It's Thursday. This has been kind of a tough week for me, I'm not gonna lie. Um, I think that maybe I might be having some sort of reaction to my medication that I take, and maybe it's with the radiation. I don't know, but I'm gonna go today and talk to them about getting something to help with achiness. I'm so achy. Oh, anyway, around here we're getting ready for so many things. We're getting ready for my son to go back to school at he's going to be 18. He's going to be in his senior year in high school. Let's see, my sister is turning 60 this weekend. So we've got this massive plan. It just keeps getting bigger and bigger. Oh my gosh. And then what else? Oh, her boyfriend had a procedure at MGH. He's great. He's doing fine. But, it's just kind of like a lot of things going on. And I wanted to, like just kind of touch base with you guys. And we're going to have a show tomorrow for sure. And then I won't be on Saturday and Sunday, and I'm hoping that on Monday, so I'm still working out some of those details about Monday doing our Zoom call. I have to go and check that out. Yeah, so the party's at my house, and thankfully everybody is pitching in, and so I won't have to do it. I've actually hosted parties like this before, and it's been, it's a lot of work. But no, this time they decided they were all going to pitch in, which I was like, phew, thank you. And so they're all going to be, everybody. We talked with my sister's best friend from when she was a kid and all this really great stuff. And my sister's coming down from New Hampshire. She's not even going to bring her kids. She's like, no, we're going to have a good time. So there's like all that going on. And mom's doing well. She's doing well, but she just like she needs a companion or something. My sister's gonna look into it because she kind of like doesn't do anything on her off time. But anyway, yeah, it is a lot. It's a lot. No, it's not at a hall. I have a big house, and it's kind of set up for like it's not on like different levels. The main level is where everything is, so it works out really well. And I've had, open houses and things like that here before, but never when I was sick. So that's kind of like, oh wow, okay. But everybody's helping, and so it'll be good. Anyway, and I hope everybody is safe. I saw that Babs is on, so she must have her electricity and her Wi-Fi back. And if you're in harm's way, I hope you know that it's just stuff and it can be replaced, but you cannot be replaced. So if you have to skedaddle, then do it because we need you. And I saw some of the tapes last night of what was going down in Florida, and I was just like, holy cow. Nothing worse than water in your house. And I mean, where does it go? It's so terrible. But anyway, so we're going to do a mermaid banner. Now this is a banner. It's been around for a few years, and the person, let's see, her name was Deb, who signed on the earliest this morning, said that she's done this banner, this very banner, but she did as a print and cut and laminated, which I thought, wow, that's a really good idea. Because I will tell you, last night I actually woke up in the middle of the night, couldn't sleep, and I was like, I'm going to cut this all out so that way I won't be cutting while I'm talking to you guys, which is what I did. And I'm going to show you how to put this together, where to find it, and everything else. You'll also be able to find it in my, what are you doing? My dog is like nuzzling my arm. I guess he wants a little bit of love. So yeah, as you know, my sister's turning 60, and so she wanted this theme of 60 and fabulous, but it's like a seafood under the sea thing. She loves the ocean, the beach, and everything, and she's headed out to a week long vacation after her birthday. And so I was like, all right, we're gonna do something that sort of, because I was like kind of stuck. I could just do 60 and fabulous, but then I remembered this wonderful banner. So I'm going to show you where to find it in Design Space, and then we'll talk about all the layers. There are 4 layers for each of these. And so let me just go ahead and save this and hide our original. Now, I actually did this banner on my Joy way back when. So 3 years ago, I think I did it on my Joy. It took forever to cut out. So in this case, I decided to use my my maker to do it. And I went to images, and let's show you what I did. So from your images tab, or from your, whatever it is called, the image tab, I guess. Yeah. And then we're going to go here under highlighted categories that says image sets. All right. And then we're going to type in banner. And I don't know if you've done this before, but there are some pretty amazing banners in Design Space. You just have to know where to look for them, and this is how. So there's like all kinds of banners. There's Valentine's, Halloween, there's Christmas, there's Hanukkah, there's graduation, there's even Mardi Gras, and what they have, Diwali, there's Kwanzaa. So there's a lot. I think I said Valentine's. So the one that we're going to look for is called the Mermaid one, although I could have done this tropical alphabet one, which would have looked good as well. But you guys know I've used a number of these banners before. I just wanted to show you there's like 50, and almost all of them are A for Cricut Access, meaning if you have Cricut Access, it's free for you to use repeatedly, as long as you're a Cricut Access subscriber. So this is the one that we're going to look at. It's called Mermaid Banner. We're going to click on there. And you'll see that in addition to all of the letters, we've got numbers, and we've even got symbols, like there's a hashtag, and there's an exclamation point, and everything. So this is what we'll do, just for, for the sake of it. I'm gonna choose the 60. I'm assuming this is 0. There's this, which is O. I think that's O, but I might be wrong. And there's this, which is 0, but I don't know. What do you guys think? So I'm just gonna choose 2, just so that you can see that. And if you come to Cricut Community, you can go ahead and pick up my project if you're following me in the Cricut Community. So you can see here, they come in, they all come in the exact same size, which is good for a banner. They're close to 5 inches by 6 inches tall. Now, what I found out, I'll just go back and grab a few more just so you can see what I am talking about. So what I found out is, if you really want to save paper, and let's just grab a couple more, and you want to save paper, and you want everything to be uniform, my suggestion is to change the size. So you see they're all coming in at just like 4.89 by 6. So my suggestion is to get 4 on each mat. So I would switch this to, I'm going to show you, we'll just go ahead and grab them all, and we'll do align center. Okay, once we have aligned centered, it means all of the pieces are the same, they're in a group together. Okay, and then all we have to do is go up here, right up here where it says size, and don't unlock it, just leave it locked and switch it to 4 inches wide. You won't, especially if you have a lot of letters, you won't really even notice why you know, the difference with this. And I know it looks kind of small on my screen because I have it on 75%. So when we go to make this, it comes out in 4 layers. There is this, which is a creamy colored layer. Then there's this blue one that actually has writing on it. It has a lot of these like fish scale writing on it. And then this is the back of it. And then this is the front of it. So you could choose to do just like 1 or 2, like just do the back and the number or whatever. But I wanted to make something really cool for my sister to show her how much I love her. And that's what I did. So if you could switch it to 4 inches, then you will get it. Now let me just show you what it looks like back at 4. It was at 489, 48. There it is. So when you do it this way, you'll see that you're only getting, oops, what did I do? Oh my goodness. I'm going to have to go back. Why didn't I didn't group it, I guess. All right, it's 489. All right, so I didn't do it right. Oh, align center. And then group it. And then change it to 4. Okay? So when you do that and you hit make it, you're going to get 4 on each page. There's a little bit of waste here, but it's less than if you were to do it and it was almost 5 inches. Okay. And then all you really need to do is cut it out and put it together. I know that sounds really flippant, but it really is about letting the machine do all the work. And then you have to put it together. I am going to use, because the holes are so small, these holes are really, really small on here. I'm going to actually use this, which is called 22 gauge. I don't know where it's 22 gauge wire. And I think it will fit in there and it will go with the color scheme of, you know, the whole thing. But her flight was canceled and oh, wait a second. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, Deborah. Oh. Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay, well, we'll say prayers for her anyway. Okay, so this is all about putting it together. And so I'll just show you one of the 4. This is the layer that has that writing on it. And you can see it's all like mermaid-y style. Now, when you're taking these off of the mat, do definitely be very careful, because especially this blue and what's the other one, the white one, these little tendrils or seagrass or whatever it is, seaweed or seagrass, are very, very delicate, yes. So when you're taking something off your mat, you're going to roll it off like that. I know that that's sort of beginnery, but it's important to remind everyone that that they should be very careful. The other thing is that I do use something called cardstock for intricate cut, which is a setting in Design Space. Actually, I should just go up here and show you. It just says an O, 0, and then you need I didn't know, Gail. So let's just show you how you would correctly use that cardstock for intricate cuts. So we go here, and we would, at the very top of our screen, we'd go over here to browse all materials, and you'll see here after artboard there's cardstock, and at the very top it says cardstock for intricate cut. So that's what you're going to use. And to make it easier for you, I would definitely do the remember material center setting and do them all that way. I did them all that way, and I didn't have, I think I had one that kind of ripped, but it really does matter when you're cutting out something so detailed. Okay. Yeah, I know. Sometimes I'm like, should I cut this detailed or not? So then once you have it all cut out, you're going to have to assemble all the letters. Now, I've already done a few, and this is how they look. So it's nice and thick, and maybe we'll use it for when I turn 60. Who knows, right? I'm sure we keep everything at this house. So here are some of the letters that I've already done. But the way to put these together is this blue, which is kind of like an aquamarine. And then you're going to find the letters. So let's move these blues all together here, so you can see what my thought process was. Really not a lot of thought goes into it, and that's why you can cut it at 3 o'clock in the morning. So, okay. Here we go. So I've got my 4 layers here, but I'm only going to focus on these 2 first because I want to just match them up with the correct layer. So you see, I'm just looking to correct this and get them like this. So see that? Now this is what I mean about it being so delicate, is that you've got like pieces that are hanging on by a thread. So just be careful of that. And so we'll just go ahead and find all the pieces and match them up to the bottom layer. So this is S. Let's see. Here we go. So there's S. And this is O or 0. I don't know. But it's bigger than... Nope. This one here is the O. And look at this, is just hanging on by one little thread here. So you've got to, this is not the kind of project that you would rush. Okay, there's my 6. And O. And U. And I don't know what happened to my B, my layer for B. Isn't that weird? Did I accidentally pick it up? So we got L, S, O. Can't spell fabulous without a B. All right. Well, I don't know where it's gone off to, so we'll have to wait until the end so we can sort of find it. Then we've got, this is going to be the back, and this is going to be the front. So we'll just take up this, put this on the front like this, and this like that. And then we have to glue it all together. So now I'm curious about that B. Don't know where it's gone off to. Did I take it off of the layer? Weird. All right, it'll show up. Everything shows up eventually. Okay, so let's go ahead and start gluing, and then we can just kind of talk about different things. So it's beautiful here. The weather's beautiful, and we're starting to see people come from outside of Massachusetts for visiting, and this is the start of our busy season. So so it's going to be kind of crazy. It used to start October, mid-October, and everybody would be coming to Halloween in Salem, but now it seems like it's almost year round. So we've got to we have a lot this year. We got a lot of grant money in the city, and we're redoing some roads that really need it. And so I hope that they aren't working during that peak, because it's going to be really just crazy, ridiculous. But it's going to be wicked around here if they are they're working on a bridge down by the end of my neighborhood, and it's been like that all summer. So it's like, when are you going to stop this this project? And don't know the answer to that one, but definitely needed. Um, yeah. So I hope. Do we have anybody here that's been in the path of the storms that we've had? I know there's been more than one, but what's the idea? Idea is the current one, and I was watching in South Carolina, I think, and they had just such a storm surge over right in the middle. What's the one? Is it Charlotte or Savannah, where they get, it's right on the water. I think it might be Charlotte. I don't know. When are the colors that, okay, it does depend on where you are in New England, because New England's kind of, I mean, it's not as big as like Texas and stuff, but it does depend on where you are. So Massachusetts is usually probably, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, and Connecticut are probably the latest. So the earliest it starts is in early to mid September, and it requires to get really good peak foliage season, you have to have like really wet weather, and then like not terribly windy weather, and it seems to start when it's cooler. So if you're up in Maine, you're going to see that the foliage starting in September. In fact, when I was coming home from my sister's place in June, I saw a few that were already started. I'm like, well, that's weird, but we've had some weird weather, I guess. But yeah, so I would say, if you are someone that's going to come and visit us, I would shoot for late September or early October. By the end of October, it's gone. And all that's really left are all the leaves in the streets, especially because in October we have a tendency to get these storms like you guys, or some of you guys, are getting right now. So it's still hurricane season. I remember, do you guys remember that movie, The Perfect Storm? So I was here when they filmed it. They filmed it up in Gloucester, and we used to have a boat, so we would go up to Gloucester, and this was the best time to go boating, like right before school starts, because everybody's, it's not these big giant families. So we'd go out and we'd go to Crane Beach, which if you want to look it up, it's really fabulous. It's an estate, and then it was turned over to the city of Ipswich, or the town of Ipswich, way back. But it's this gorgeous house that is right on the rolling, right, it has a huge like rolling lawn, and it's like the best place to just kind of hang out, have a picnic, lunch, or whatever. It's not too far from the apple orchard too, so you can still go during the fall. But then there's this incredible beach there, and it's so awesome, that beach, and it's just all white sand and everything. The only problem is people would complain that it costs a lot to park, but they had very limited parking, and so that's how they did it. So we had the boat, so we would just go in on the boat to the beach, and so it's called Crane Beach, not Cranes Beach, but Crane Beach. And it was at Castle Hill, is the name of the I don't know, it's like a plantation type of thing. I don't know what it's an estate, Castle Hill. And then there are all these other really cute little beaches. There's plenty in Rockport, and in Gloucester proper, there's Good Harbor Beach, and that always ends up. So I think a lot of people, when they think of Massachusetts, they think of Cape Cod, which Cape Cod's great. As a kid, we spent my aunt had a home there, and we spent so much time down there. It was just so great, but it's gotten so commercialized. When I went there, it was like, you walked everywhere, you'd have, like, I don't know, it's just like you could dig clams and stuff like that. It was just a lot of fun. But I think a lot of people don't understand that we have another Cape in Massachusetts, and that's Cape Ann. That's where I live near. So I'm in the North Shore, but Cape Ann is just north of us. And so when they filmed that movie, the Perfect Storm, it was actually filmed out of Gloucester. George Clooney, Mark Wahlberg, I forget who else, O'Brien, some that I forget his name, but he always does the Will Ferrell movies. Just a great cast and crew, and they came out and they did the opening, and so it was really kind of cool. And but the storm that took place it was actually a couple of storms, and that's why they call it a perfect storm. It just kind of like all collided into itself, and we lost some good people then. But I remember I was living in Amesbury. If you look on the map, it's just north of Newburyport, and we lost. Amesbury is a very old city, and we were always losing the power, which is one of the reasons why I moved back to Peabody, because I was like, oh my God, why do we keep losing power there? And that storm, it was like a Halloween surprise storm. We were out of our electricity for, I don't know, it was like 2 weeks. And I was like, oh, this is really, cold showers in November, not a fun thing. So that's when I decided, yeah, I'm going to move back where they got a handle on the electricity. Oh, bow hunting. That's interesting. I love the autumn colors, just so beautiful. And it does vary from year to year. I have a few pictures I should probably post of last year. We went up to visit my sister in New Hampshire during, usually like Columbus Day weekend, is when you're going to see a lot of stuff. That's usually like the first or second weekend in October. And if you go for a ride, and they are indeed called leaf peepers, people who like to look at the foliage, and I don't blame them. But oh my goodness, caused terrible traffic in the White Mountains. Last year, I think we just sat in traffic. We were like, we didn't plan this well. For all the years that we've been doing it, we didn't plan this well. So they're leaf peepers, and they come and they eat and they spend their time, and there's so much to do up there that it's worth it. And in Maine, if you really want to go all out, you go to Maine and you go to the national park there, which is up by Bar Harbor, and they have like Cadillac Mountain, and it's called Acadia, I believe, Acadia National Park. So that's just gorgeous. It's just wow. Especially when it's high, when the foliage is amazing. You get up on there and you just like look down, and it's just all the foliage. So great. Seriously, if you've never seen a foliage, you have to put that on your bucket list, because it really is an amazing. And Maine's great because it has all these little towns sort of nestled in. If you look at the map of Maine, there's a lot of coastland. New Hampshire, not so much. They've got a little bit. And Vermont's nice too, but they don't have the ocean. They just have Lake Champlain, which is a very large lake. But a lot of New Yorkers go there And they think they own it. So we just go, okay, we'll go to our own little place. But I did a lot of traveling around New England when I was just out of college, and I just love it here. It's so beautiful. Not that it isn't beautiful elsewhere, but I really do appreciate it. It's a beautiful place to live. Um, all right. So, and then Santo took off and went to the Mall of America. Have you guys been? This is one place I've never been, but his son wanted to go to the Mall of America. I did, and I was like, what do you do there? It's a mall. You go shopping, and he drove him out like 20 plus hours. You know, he drove him out, and apparently there's like like Legoland's there, and they've got like all kinds of like a aquarium and stuff. Do you guys know about that? Yeah, yep. Upstate New York. Bar Harbor is so awesome. Upstate New York, well, that's where I went to college, is upstate New York. And upstate New York is beautiful too, but it's not part of New England. So I didn't include it, but there's nothing like the drive from where I live to to upstate New York. You go Western Mass, and when it is either when you've had a snowstorm, because I love it, it's so beautiful. There's a lot of hills and little mountains, whatever they call them, and upstate New York is really pretty too. So and oh my gosh, the snow. Oh man, Niagara Falls, the lake effect snow, and all of that. It's just so crazy. So anyway, I'm just chattering away here, not really doing much in terms of instruction. I hope that it's okay with you guys, and so tomorrow on the show, we're going to do, what are we going to do? We're going to do a slice form card on the Joy. I just confirmed that it will be okay on the Joy. And it says 60. You can change around the numbers. And I got it at My Scrap Chick. And it was when it was on sale. I think I paid $1 for it. So getting close to the end, and I still haven't seen that B. What the heck? Wait a second. There's L, and there's S. 1, 2. I'm missing the blue part of the B. Oh, well. We'll figure it out, or I'll just cut it out. All right? Because you can't write fabulous without a B. It's fabulous. Joyful Friday is back tomorrow, and I'm going to show you how to take an SVG that is from an outside designer, so it's not from Design Space, right? And how to upload it through your iPad, and how to cut it out on your Joy. And now with that Joy Extra, it started getting me thinking about like the size, and I guess that means there's going to be a new size mat. So it used to be there was just, you'd have the Joy mats with the card mat and everything. And then for the larger machines, you'd have the 12 by 12, or some of them were 12 by 24. But I wonder what size, what's the capability? I didn't pick that up from, does anybody know what the capability for the extra Joy Extra? What are we calling that? Joy Extra? Niagara Falls. So did mine. Oh, really? 8.5 by 11. That is really good. That's really, really good. because I have so much 8.5 by 11 paper, and I don't like to cut it down for my other joy. Maybe I'll donate my joy. I don't know. I'm like, oh, I could donate that. And then I don't know. Some people, they're like, oh, thank you. And then they never use it. So I have to just kind of keep my eyes open for someone who is in desperate need for a little Cricut in their life, or a little creativity in their life. Gail, did you get your venture out of the box and set up? How you doing with that? I think that the Joy Extra is coming out next week, so on the 7th. I don't know. I'm going to try to buy it online with a credit that I have, so see how that goes. But I'm sure that there'll need to be a bundle, because we'll need to get our own. Does that mean that there's going to be smart materials that are 8.5 inches? That's crazy. I don't know how you'd store all of that stuff. Me, I have all the different sizes, and boy, I don't know. That's a lot of material. So, all right, we're down to the last one, and I want to. Where's my fabulous? Where's my bee? I'm gonna have to check on the floor. Sometimes that happens. And let's see. I only need one, right? I only need the blue version of the bee, so I'm gonna have to figure that out. All right, so I decided, normally I use twine when I make my banners, but this one, the holes are so small, so I considered, oh, maybe I should punch the holes bigger or do something on the design space. And then I thought, these colors, I kind of coordinated these colors, mermaid colors, and it always is a little bit of orange in sea color, so I thought this is perfect. It was supposed to be for Halloween, but it's a paddle of 22 gauge twine, not twine, wire, 22 gauge wire. And let's do this last one. Boop, boop, boop. And then we can set up all of our letters and start to put them all together. What am I doing on time? Okay, on time. Okay. But yeah, what if you had a Joy, a Maker, or an Explore 3, and then you decided, oh, I'm gonna get either the Venture, isn't that what it's called, the Venture, or I'll get the Cricut Extra. That means a whole new set of sizes of stuff. Is that right? That seems rather like a lot. I suppose you could still use what you got, but I'm just talking about smart materials. I'm sure someone will figure out a way to get around that or cut around it or whatever. I don't know. Maybe not so much the big stuff, but the smaller stuff, yeah. And do you really need a Joy and the Extra? Maybe you don't. I don't know. Is the Extra going to have its own card mat? Interesting. Yeah, all very interesting. I like to watch how companies progress with their thought process. And I was hoping for something like a sublimation printer, but who knows what's gonna happen there. But you can do stickers on the Extra, which I think is cool because they added one sensor, but then they didn't add the scoring stylus, and which I was really surprised about. But then I heard from Jamie Leonard that that you can use your foil quill, I forget what they call it, foil transfer quill, you know, the blade and the, not a blade, but the foiling and the housing. And I thought, yeah, that makes sense. But I don't know. All right, so let's have a look and see what we're doing here without our bee. I'm going to check under my desk and see. No, it's actually relatively clean under my desk and not in my recycling bin. So, I don't know. I don't know what happened. Okay, L. So 60, there's a 6. I guess I'm going to say this is the 0. See, 60 and F, A, no B, L, O, U, S, fabulous. So that's pretty cool. I know, I'm not wanting another machine either. And then you start buying stuff just for that machine. I don't know. This is not a cheap hobby, unfortunately. It is not. So, so when, this is just like a helpful tip, and I've seen some people in the community doing differently, so I thought I would just mention, when you are stringing up your banners, make sure you go in at the top, and then your whatever you choose to string it up with is not facing the front, because then it kind of like ruins the design a little bit. And I think I really like using this this wire, because it doesn't, like, the things don't move as quickly. Yeah, it is looking great, but what happened to my bee? There's my bee. I only have 3 layers of the bee. Oh well. All right, so F, A, B, U. I gotta print off that one layer. I don't see it anywhere. Oh well. So so that is, I guess that's it for me for today. Remember, go in through the front like this, and then pull it through the back like that. Like that, you know, and then give yourself plenty of room at the front. And you could even, with this wire, you could even just create a little hanging thing, because I had Santo put up nails, and I just put them on the nails, so it's working really well. So I can't string it up. I got to go back and do the bee. So that is going to be it. I'll make sure to post a picture of it once I get the bee done. And then tomorrow, let's go take you back here so you can see what I'm talking about. So if you don't know about my scrap chick, it is an outside designer. Thanks, Gloria. And it is, I don't even know what it's called, but it is an item that I purchased that I thought would look good with my sister's decorations. It was this one. It's called the Birthday Slice Card. And it is like the slice cards that we've done in the past, but we're gonna do it. I just want to show you how this one card you can make for any occasion. So I was thinking I would make this for Owen and like manly colors or something, but for her, it's a slice card. I think it would look really cute on the table as like a little centerpiece or something like that. Hi, Delia. How are you? I have not had a chance to go to Michael's at all, so I haven't been. Yeah. Check the floor. I know, right? The number is edible. Not edible. Editable. The number is edible. So you can do any number you want, except maybe 100. I don't think there's room for triple letters. But yeah, you could do 1 through 99, I think would work out fine. They give you all the, excuse me, they give you all the numbers. All right, that's it for me for today, you guys. Editable. I was saying edible, Loretta. It's good to see you, Delia. All right, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you for the blessings. And we'll see you again tomorrow for this great project. Thanks. Thanks for coming. Appreciate it. Take care of yourselves and each other. Okay? Bye-bye.